Hi, and thanks for joining for the UJET Virtual Agent web chat experience. We're going to be looking at the consumer, the agent, and the UJET administrator experience, and really how UJET's virtual agent allows for more efficiency and a higher quality of service. To get started for a consumer, we're going to be looking at their mobile web experience, as well as a desktop web experience, and how regardless of that option, how UJET really curates a specific experience to them, how it sends them to a contextual virtual agent, and how whether it's a virtual agent or it gets escalated to a human agent, they have a consistent experience. We're also going to be looking at the agent experience. To do so, I've chosen the Zendesk CRM because UJET's purpose built for the CRMs. And you're going to see how whether it's just a virtual agent conversation or a virtual agent conversation that has escalated to human agent experience, how that's going to be reported in real time within the CRM. I could have just as easily have chosen Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce Service Cloud, and Sales Cloud, Customer with a K, as well as Oracle Service Cloud, all of which are able to have this rich experience and give the agent the context needed. And then finally, we're also going to be looking at the UJET admin experience, how it allows for an easy contextualization, enterprise level really functionality, how I can easily set, for example, for this order status, this specific virtual agent, and decide not to display an escalation to human button. Whereas for this FAQ one, I've decided to send it toward a different virtual agent and display this escalation to human agent. Could have easily skipped it as well if this consumer meets certain criteria. The point is, with UJET's virtual agent from administration perspective, it's easy to change, yet powerful to do so. The power of it can change the hours of operation. It can change whether somebody sees it or not. And it can also allow for a consumer to easily escalate or to escalate a little bit differently. In fact, let's get started by looking at one of those examples. We're going to start with this desktop web experience, specifically looking at a virtual agent for some FAQs. Now, as we're within UJET's web experience, we've curated this journey, these specific visual options to this customer. These can be based off of whether they're authenticated or not. It can be based off of the website they're on, the language they're in, etc. And these options can be dynamic depending on what it's configured for, as well as what the customer selects. For example, for product assistance, maybe this doesn't send me toward a virtual agent. Instead, it thinks it's best that connects me with a human agent, whether it's chat, call, etc. Yet when I select FAQs, it's actually going to put me straight into a chat experience. In fact, straight into a virtual agent chat experience. At this point, it's worth highlighting how you can customize really everything with the UJET virtual agent chat experience. For example, I've chosen kind of a bot-looking avatar. I've also called it UJET FAQs, all of which could have been easily customizable. Maybe instead I want to highlight an agent-looking avatar or a branded-looking avatar, and maybe even a personality within the name of the virtual agent. Now, at this point, the virtual agent has reached out. It's used an emoji. It says, "Hey there, welcome to UJET. What would you like to know?" I could select one of the buttons, or I can even use natural language processing. So I'm going to say, "Can you tell me about UJET? I'll add some politeness, please." Now, the goal of this virtual agent is really to show the breadth of UJET's virtual agent. Not only can provide self-service, not only can it gain information, but can also do so using different media. For example, in this example, it's providing for a video answer to my question. And as I say, yes, there's something else I need. Maybe we could even see a picture representation of the answer or a PDF representation. For example, as I go into features, it could actually list out the UJET features, and it could go farther than just the text and the list of the features, but it's provided me the pictures of those features as well. And when I say, yes, actually, there's something else I'd still like help with. Maybe I want to see more about those integrations. We said that UJET's purpose built for the CRM. Let's find out a little bit more about that. I'm going to go ahead and select for CRMs. And here the virtual agent is going to provide me with the PDFs for the integrations for those CRMs. So I could easily download the specific PDFs and go ahead and finish up my conversation. In fact, maybe that's exactly what I needed from the virtual agent. So no, there's nothing else I need help with. We can go ahead and end this chat. And as I end this chat, as I leave it, I can actually provide my CSAT, and we can record this CSAT experience specific to that virtual agent. Because maybe in the future, we actually want to route any low CSATs toward a virtual agent away from the virtual agent experience, and any high will keep them going toward it. Thanks for the help. Now, what UJET's also going to do with this is we're going to send this information to the CRM. We're going to make sure that we can actually keep this information, and depending on our customer's configuration, even though that virtual agent never connected with a human agent, we can still store that information. We can have a transcript of it. We can see that CSAT for it and automatically update that CSAT and report off of it. We can also see which links were mentioned to them. What was the context of this conversation? We can go even farther, and this will specifically help when we escalate to a human agent. And we can see some information about that customer, whether they were logged in, maybe their lifetime value, or whatever information we choose to securely share from the web experience to the agent. In fact, for this next experience, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm available as an agent. We're going to go through one of those different chat experiences. For this one, I'm actually going to use a mobile web experience. Again, from a consumer perspective, we're going to notice consistency. I can have that visual menu specific to my persona. But as I go in, instead of choosing FAQs this time, I'm going to look at order status, which provides me a couple of different options: call now, schedule call, email, UJET's dynamic omnichannel routing solution. I'm going to choose to chat now. Now, for this chat, it's going to connect me with a different virtual agent, a virtual agent that's specific to orders. That can maybe help me create an order, check an order, or edit an order. Or maybe I even want to escalate and chat with an agent. For example, in this case, again, I'm going to start with some natural language processing, although I could select one of those buttons. I'm going to say, can I create a new order, please? And there might be some typos in there, and that's going to be just fine because it's still going to understand it. The UJET virtual agent is going to look for the intent of it, and then it can initiate this process to create a new order. Now, as I'm doing so, I'm actually going to use a sample API in order to create the new order. To demonstrate this API and the real-time information that we'll be sending to it, I'm going to click over to this Google Sheet, which is, again, just representative of an API and sending this information to those customers. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. It's going to be john@ujet.co. It's next going to ask me for whatever else it might need. It's asking for my name. I'm going to go ahead and put in John. And then it's going to ask me maybe for what am I order. And again, all of this is customizable, specific to our clients. I'm going to order 150 UJET EA licenses. And then what we're going to see is how this is able to send information in real time to the API. So we've been able to process that order. We see it both within the API, and the virtual agent can also bring in dynamic information saying your order ID is X, Y, and Z. Hey, is there anything else I can help with? I'm just going to say, yeah, there is something else. Or maybe I want to go ahead and say what? Maybe I want to edit my reservation and go ahead and jump to the next step, all of which the virtual agent can look at. I'm going to go ahead and select to edit my order. Again, it might ask for any information that it might need. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out that email address. Putting in john@ujet.co. It's then going to do a lookup against the API. It's going to look for that order information. It's been able to find my order for 150 UJET virtual agent licenses. I'm just going to use natural language, and I'm going to just say cancel my order. And what it's going to do is it's going to look for the intent of that, and it can again process in that API in real time. And there we see that the order was canceled. Now, maybe that wasn't enough. Maybe I still need more help. I could escalate to an agent. I can maybe say chat with agents. I could say maybe I need help. Or if we enabled, we could even have a button that this user could click to escalate to an agent. But what I'm actually going to do is I've set up a process. So if the virtual agent doesn't understand me twice, it's going to escalate to that agent. So let me ask it about something that just doesn't have context on. I'm going to say, when is the next SpaceX launch? Something that my virtual agent shouldn't be able to know. We're going to go ahead and send that through. Now, the virtual agent might try to understand. It's going to say, okay, I had trouble understanding. Can you maybe choose from one of these options below? But to go through this escalation, I'm just going to type in some gibberish. And we're going to put that in. And what the virtual agent's now going to do is connect me with an appropriately skilled agent. Immediately as an agent, I'm getting that virtual agent, or really that chat request. What happens to me as an agent is first, I have the context of that chat conversation. I can go back and see that conversation with the virtual agent. I can not only see it within my chat application, but I can also see it within UJET. I can see some of the variables that were captured. I can also get more information. I can see, oh, here is a customer that's contacting us from this location, maybe with this verification, with this LTV, that membership number, all of which is securely sent from the web SDK to the UJET agent. And now I can also continue the conversation. It's going to be a consistent experience for both the agent as well as for the user. So as an agent, I could type out, hello, how can I help, and have bad grammar or anything else. But instead, as an agent, I can also leverage UJET's chat shortcuts to increase efficiency and go ahead and respond quickly. As a consumer, I'm having a consistent experience. I'm going to say, this is what I need help with. I could even choose to send in an attachment, a picture, request an email transcript as a user. And as an agent, I'm going to be alerted that I need to respond within a certain time frame. And then when this conversation is over, as a consumer or as an agent, I could go to, yes, I'd like to end this chat. And again, we're going to have that contextual CSAT within the frame that they're contacting us. So I'm again going to provide some feedback. And we're going to see all this information updated in real time within the agent experience, whether it's that CSAT, that comment from it, etc. In fact, as I scroll up on this ticket, we're able to now see the chat transcript that includes both our conversation as well as a virtual agent conversation in that CSAT. And that's the power of UJET Virtual Agent. It's contextual because we can send it to a specific point within the queue. It provides an ease of escalation. It provides for natural language processing, as well as media such as buttons, such as pictures, such as videos, in order to help our customers. That's why it's more efficient. That's why it's increasing quality. And that's what we're excited to share with you today. Thanks for your time.